Joining me now from Dorado, Puerto Rico, CEO of Euro-Pacific Capital, Peter Schiff. Peter, tariffs as a weapon, from what I'm hearing internally within the Communist Chinese Party right now, they're not terribly happy with President Xi because of what President Trump is doing and his reaction to the unfair trade practices that China has been participating in over the last several years, if not decades. And so these tariffs appear as a weapon, appear to be working. You agree?
No, I don't think they're working. I don't know based on what measure. If you look at our trade deficit with China last month, it hit an all-time record high. So if the purpose of the tariffs is to reduce the trade deficit, it's failing. But of course, what people don't appreciate is the degree to which the Chinese economy has been subsidizing the U.S. economy over the years by supplying us with low-cost merchandise that we didn't have to manufacture and lending us a lot of money. That has kept interest rates lower and consumer prices lower than otherwise would have been the case. And I think Americans are about to find out how big that subsidy was. Interest rates are rising. Consumer prices are rising. This is going to exacerbate the severity of the coming recession. And sure, Trump is right about one thing. We have lost our manufacturing base, and we need to get it back. But to do that, it's going to be very painful. The entire economy is going to have to restructure. We're going to have to go through a downturn more severe than the one that we had in 2008. And one of the things that Trump is going to have to do is the one thing that he's been reluctant to do, cut government spending. Because there's no way that we're going to free up the resources that we need to reindustrialize unless we make dramatic cuts in government spending. And so far, President Trump is a bigger spender than President Obama. He is spending money and he is borrowing money faster than we've ever done.
Yeah, well, I would blame it on the Congress, and the president, to some degree, is painting into a corner. But he's drawn a line, Peter, and he's saying, hey, listen, after the election, none of this nonsense. He signed this continuing resolution, but he says to the United States Congress, hey, no more of this, and by the way, fund the wall, so we shall see. But the dollar is now stronger. U.S. Treasury yields are going up. And this is a two-edged sword, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. It's got one edge, I think, and it's pointed right at the heart of the U.S. economy. You know, the dollar is actually falling. It peaked in January of 2017, and so it's been declining. We've had a bear market rally in the dollar this year because a lot of people, I think, are overestimating the strength of the U.S. economy and the future trajectory of Fed monetary policy. I think that this confidence is misplaced. I think we're on the cusp of a worse recession than the one that we had in 2008. It's going to be deeper, it's going to be longer lasting, and it's going to be more impactful on the average American because it's going to be inflationary. This is going to be stagflation, where consumer prices are rising rapidly even as the economy contracts and people lose their jobs.
Well, certainly Washington, D.C. has to get a handle on its deficit spending, has to stop the deficit spending, has to stop building on this growing national debt that we have because, as we pointed out, we're in an environment where interest rates are going up and the T-bills are going up. And so the interest rate on the debt is going to, in the end, crush us. Peter, thanks.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.